Welcome to Get Real with Jill. This is my live weekly show. Today is Thursday, March 10th, and I actually do this show to provide you with hot topics regarding today's real estate market, our mortgage industry, what are interest rates doing, and very many hot topics regarding lifestyle, health, fitness, diet plan. And so today with Get Real with Jill, I'm actually doing part 2 of the series. I didn't even know there was going to be a series like this in March, but this is part 2 about my own personal journey with our father passing this year on February 5th. So you may have seen the first one of part 1, and I didn't even know I was going to be doing a part 2, but I am. And last week I was going to do part 2, but due to pure exhaustion, and I can only take so much, I decided to postpone it. So thank you all for joining today for Get Real with Jill and kind of listening to the part 2 journey of my story. And the reason why I'm even sharing this story is because I'm hoping to help at least one person maybe prevent a situation that we're going through. And I'm hoping that there's going to be some lessons learned from you, for you. I know we have learned a lot of lessons going through this process. So, but before I get started, I do want to wish my sister, Tammy, older sister, a happy 60th birthday, which she celebrated yesterday and had a great day, it appears. And it's really sad that Al, our dad, did not see his second daughter turn 60. But we do know he is watching from heaven, and just pure joy of her being able to really kind of have a nice day off and enjoy the celebration of her life. So, so the Get Real program is, I just want to start with one thing, and here's what it is. If you are going through a hard time, a change in your life, a change in your routine, the question for you is, how are you showing up? How do you show up? So I had some big aha moments, because in all reality, I did show up after our father died, because he was our caregiver for our mom. So I haven't even mourned the passing of Al. And hopefully by this week, getting life back to normal as best as possible, that I could really feel and understand why he's even gone. And I just haven't gone through that process yet. That might be part 3 of this. So, and it's funny because in March, what we were going to do for the month of March, the series was about alcohol-free March. Well, yeah, that didn't happen. Yep, nope, it's not going to happen. But I did not realize that this was going to be a series of my personal journey, part 1 and part 2 of our father's passing. So the question is, how do I show up? So our father was, and if you didn't see part 1, please listen to part 1, because there are some lessons learned that I'm going to summarize in just a moment. But super important things that you can do preventive for yourself and your children, your legacy, and what your parents may be going through right now. Our father was our mom's caregiver. And so immediately with his passing, we had to become her caregiver. And there's 6 of us. Thank you, Lord Jesus, that you put us all together, because I don't know how my sister Michelle and I could have handled this just by ourselves. So there were 6 of us in our tribe that became our mother's caregiver, and now working to move her. So my question to myself is, how did I show up? I mean, this is just kind of reflecting back. How did I show up? Yeah, I physically showed up for this last 6-7 weeks, but how did my heart show up? And I really sat back recently to go, how did my heart show up? And it's not showing up. And I'm sorry, I didn't think I was going to be, oh my goodness, woo. Because I always preach about kindness and being kind and opportunities that you can help people. And this is our mom. And my heart did not show up. I physically showed up. I did what I was supposed to do. I'm doing what I'm supposed to do. But where is my heart? Because your heart shows your true character. And my heart is not showing up. My heart is not showing up in the way that God wants me to show up. Yeah, we're doing everything we can for our mom. But I'm mad. I'm angry. I'm not mad at my dad. I'm mad because we're put in this situation. And oh my gosh, and the reason why I'm crying is I'm selfish. I didn't realize I was gonna be selfish like this. I'm selfish in a way. Oh my gosh, you guys, this is not on the agenda. Oh my goodness. This was not on today's agenda. But I guess I guess now I'm just starting to feel finally. But so my heart didn't show up in the way that God wanted it to, because I was doing because I had to do it. It was an obligation, but I was mad, and I am mad. I'm mad, and this is so selfish of me. I'm mad that my daily routine didn't become a daily routine. My life became our mother's life. And how selfish is of that I'm saying that, but I am. So I'm just sharing this with you. So forgive me for just being human. And for those of you who know me, my friends and family really well, I'm so about routine. That's just kind of how I am. I'm very detailed. I like things perfect. I like to wake up in the morning, do my devotionals, go work out, have a healthy lifestyle, enjoy time with my friends. And I so miss my friends. So really, that magic question to me was, how did I show up and how am I showing up? And today's a new day, and I really need to show up with a much better heart, because my heart has not been loving. Yes, it's been loving, I hope, to my siblings, but I don't think it's been loving to the situation, because I'm mad. And so let's just go back to, so thank you for letting me share that. So let's go back to, what did we talk about last time about part one of how to prepare for when one passes. So what we have learned is our parents did long-term health care, so that's great. So the good news is our mom can actually go into a beautiful facility in Rockland and have a good lifestyle there without our dad. She's super social. We know it's going to be great for her because she has to have care. Unless I just quit my job or one of our siblings quit our job, that's not going to work. So anyway, one of the questions too is, do you guys know, do you have long-term health care insurance, or do your parents have long-term health care insurance? Because as you know, we live longer, and sometimes dementia, Alzheimer's, all of that stuff comes into play, and people can't take care of somebody. Do you or your parents have that? And if they don't, please start asking yourself if it's necessary to have it. And we'll probably in the future have somebody come on and talk about long-term health care insurance. We are actually right now, our entire family, the siblings, we're all looking into that because we don't. But that was one of the smartest things that our family did, because if our parents did not have long-term health care insurance, our mother would be in the Medi-Cal system. And she would end up going someplace in Sacramento. It would be terrible. It would be terrible. So that's my question to you. So let me know. And then the other thing is that we talked a lot about, and I've really talked a lot about the last 2 years, is, do you have a living trust? So yesterday, oh, that's my little kitty. She's meowing because she's hungry. So a couple of years ago, I started talking about if you have a living trust, and I cannot reiterate how important it is. And our parents did and do. So I was talking to a friend of mine who actually lives with his father in his father's house. My friend is 60 years old. He takes care of his dad. He has siblings. And I asked him last night, a very smart man, and he actually is out with his dad now, taking his dad to the doctor. He's taking off work. I said, does your dad have a living trust? And he said, no, my dad has a will. And I said, well, whose name is it in? He goes, well, it's in my dad's name, but he has a will. It's okay. He's willing it to all of us siblings. And I said, that's not going to work. You have to have a living trust. And he goes, well, how come I don't have, what about a will? And I said, well, he has a will, but he's not a living trust. So it's going to go to probate. And so the court, you're going to have to get an attorney. It's going to go to court. So people, please, if you don't have a living trust and you own assets, especially if you're a homeowner and you have kids, get a living trust. If you need somebody to refer you to, I can do that. And I've had a living trust attorney on my show for three separate times. So please, I want to reiterate that. Okay, so let's fast forward to, that was kind of what the segment was last time. And I asked my sister Tammy, this was my sister Tammy, Michelle, and I were having dinner the other night, and I said, all right, where we are today, this was less than a week ago, and it had been a month since our father passed. And I said, where we are today, what do you think we could have done differently? And it's funny because we actually had the same answer. And the answer was, when our parents sold their house in Rockland and Springfield and moved to a smaller home, at that time, we should have, I don't want to say but really made or had more conversations about them selling their stuff and getting rid of their stuff. Because stuff is stuff. And to put that on your children, to me, being in this situation, you may think it's selfish. It's just wrong. And when they moved to a smaller home, it wasn't necessary to bring all that stuff with them. And so, because then it doesn't become their stuff, when one passes, then it becomes our issue. So that's what we should have done, is really encourage that big time. I'm being nice kind of right now, but I think I really would have pushed it harder. And then the other thing was, what was the other thing? Oh, understanding what our father was really doing for our mom in terms of her health care. Because our dad last year was going through chemo for stage 1 liver cancer, and he did not let us, or we did not push ourselves even harder for our 80-year-old parents to understand the care that our mother needed. So fast forward to today, March 10th, our mother has in-home care every day from 9 a.m. to 1 p.m. So we were doing that while we were going through interviewing people, filling out paperwork, getting things done. Then, which is crazy, and thank God there's 6 of us helping each other. And we're also selling her stuff. I have a great estate person, if you guys want to know her information. She's amazing. And then, so we would have done that. So I think we would have really understood how bad, or the situation our mother was in as far as her medical care. And now we are moving her to assisted living because we're her night care. So she needs morning care and she needs night care. So hopefully in a week we will be doing the assisted living, will be doing all the care. So all we have to do is show up, take our mom out to dinner, enjoy this time with our mom while she is enjoying her quality of life and as she's processing the loss of our dad. So those are kind of the lessons learned that we would have done differently. Now the other thing is that I'm learning is, yes, how was my true character showing up? How was my heart showing up? The other thing is giving yourself grace during this time. And I will tell you, my sister Michelle, she flew in as soon as our dad passed with a suitcase just with thrown, I think she had the same outfit. I think she was turning outfits like every 3 days. And it wasn't like we were dressing up, because I think this is the 5th time since our dad passed that I actually had makeup on. So, but my sister, she flew in. We thought maybe she'd be there a week, maybe max. And my sister was here for over a month. And her husband was awesome. He just said, do what you need to do. Do what you need to do. Everybody was awesome in that. And she showed up. She was unselfish, because she could have went home anytime and left this with me and our siblings, and she didn't, because we share our mom. The rest of the siblings, the other 4, that's their stepmom. So they could have said, see ya, bye-bye, we are out, and they didn't. Thank God. And they're still in it. And trust me, not everything's roses. All 6 of us get along great, but it's not easy with a parent who just lost somebody. So anyway, long story short, so my sister showed up she was gracious for a month. Her family was gracious for a month. She was actually here over a month. She never complained ever. We would talk because we would we would be angry at certain situations, and I swear, this whole month is such a blur, and we gave ourselves grace. So my sister, her life completely changed. She had her routine down. She was getting ready to she was training for a marathon, I think in Akron. It was either the Columbus or the Akron Marathon. That's going to be in April. Okay, obviously that's not happening. So she's super health conscious. She eats proper. So here's where the grace comes in. Okay, so this would be us. Oh, after a crazy day, we we ate pretty good dinners, but then we'd be so tired. We were snacking. We had wine like there was no tomorrow. And my girlfriend said, "Are you guys doing this with your alcohol-free month of March?" I'm like, heads in the no, girlfriend. And so I would normally wake up, I would feel guilty because I didn't work out. I'd feel mad at myself because I ate sugars. I never eat sugars. I do not eat. I have a ton of sugar in this house. I have candy for everybody that comes and visits. I never eat it. And I was eating it. And so I just said, and then I'm having anger issues, like my life has been taken from me. And it's not. This is just a transition. This is just a short time. This is where I said, God is telling me, Jill, this is a growth opportunity. Where is your heart? You keep telling people, be kind, be kind. How come I can be kind to others? But this is truly in our family. And so this is really a growth opportunity from God. And I am learning every single day from it. And really, my aha moments have really just been in the last 48 hours where my mind has just not been so congested and just focused on the mission. And so the last 48 hours I've been going back and just going, okay, God, how do you want me to handle this? What am I supposed to do? I am so sorry if I have not been showing grace to our mom. And I'm so sorry for not being the daughter that you want me to be. And I'm still struggling with that. Do not get me wrong. I am still struggling. So when you have a hard time, how is your character showing up? Give yourself grace. Also, let others serve. And so many of my friends have just shown up. I mean, they show up. I don't even ask and they show up. My girlfriend Sherry, she has been showing up every single flippin' day. She either shows up with an early morning text, a devotional, or she just appears, or she says, come over for dinner, or she comes over with a bottle of wine, or she just is like, she just shows up. When my family was here and my niece and nephew, she just, even though they were here for such a short amount of time, she didn't ask, can she come over? She just showed up. When our dad passed, within an hour and a half, we had full-on breakfast for everybody. We had dinner that night. She just showed up. And that really taught me a lot, because sometimes you'll say, hey, what can I do to help? And I honestly did not know how to answer that, because I didn't know how people can help. So I learned from her is just show up. And then my other girlfriend, Petey, oh my gosh. So Petey's always there, no matter what. She will do whatever she needs to do. And she knows my mom inside and out. So she showed up of eliminating stuff for my mom. And she does it with grace. But she'll give my mom a choice. Mom, Millie, you have 8 purses here. You get 1. Okay, really, you have 100 purses and you get 5. That's the reality of it. So she showed up multiple times. You just ask her and she'll do what is necessary. And I know exactly the role for her to play, because she's very good at that. And then give yourself grace if you need to ask people for help. And I know with my sister leaving, and then we are moving our mom, and 2 of our sisters actually have to work on that day of moving. I'm like, oh my gosh, what am I gonna do? And I got to get back to work too. And that's a whole other thing that I'll talk about and share. But so I called my girlfriend, Petey, can you help me this day and this day? My brothers are going to be able to help. Or my brother and my nephew and my son, we got trucks. We need you to help unpack our mom at the new place. Of course, absolutely. Tell me what time. I can do it this way. And we know that's just going to happen. So So what was I going to say about? So anyway, so allow people to serve, and I know that's hard, and but don't take away somebody's serving opportunity, and give yourself grace to ask for help. And I have learned that because I don't like asking people for help. I don't mind people asking me, but I do not like asking people for help, and I don't know what that comes from. Why I have that, I don't know. And then going back to the work thing, during this whole time, in real estate, as most people know, our phones are off the hook, and it's crazy nuts. Like, that's always my life. My life is working out, being healthy, and working like a crazy woman. And my phone was quiet, like quiet, ever since our dad passed, like the week before our dad passed. And I was freaking out just recently, going, wait, I'm in real estate. My phone can't be quiet. And my girlfriend said to me, my girlfriend Sherry said, it was supposed to be quiet. God wanted your phone to be quiet because you were supposed to do what you're supposed to do, to be for your family and to be there for your mom. And I never thought of it that way. So thank you, God, because I could not be the person that I'd want to be for my clients and do what I'm supposed to do for them and do this whole thing. So yes, I was like, oh my goodness, I'm in real estate. My phone isn't ringing, but it wasn't supposed to ring. And so that is a thank you to God that it didn't ring, because I would have really have lost it if I was pulled in so many different directions. So that was a lesson learned, thinking, oh my gosh, that's a hardship. But no, it wasn't. It was a godsend. And he helped me. Okay, you guys, so really, I'm back to work. We have assisted living for our mom, and she has in-home care. So really, my phone does need to start. Working, ringing. But anyway, so I'm excited to go back into the transition of getting my exercise and health plan back to normal. So that was a lesson learned, and then a book. Okay, I want to share this with you. Because this is not over for us, because we have other family members that have other issues too. But one of our friends who referred me to the assisted living place in Rockland referred a book to my sister and I, and I'm like, oh my gosh, is this now part of our new reading material? And it's easy read, but there's a lot of aha moments in here. And that's why I kind of had some aha about where my heart was, because I'm reading this and it's going, sing a song with somebody, make sure that they feel loved, take their hand. I'm like, oh my gosh. So here is the book. It's an easy read. You can get this on Amazon. And this is When Reasoning No Longer Works. So like I told you, my girlfriend Petey is with my mom and going, okay, Millie, you have 100 purses. You can pick 5. I would be like, nobody needs 100 purses and you're picking 2. And then there would be a fight. Or I'd be like, nobody needs, literally, she has 100 tablecloths. Nobody needs that. Mom, you can have 1. So that's where my heart is not showing up gracefully. So this is a really good book to read. And my sister and I are cracking up going, okay, this is now our reading materials for life. But this is the situation that God has given us. And we have got to get through this with grace. And there's a reason for it. And then, about laughter. So what we did, because during this time we also need to have laughter, and we did have great times and great laughs with Tammy and Stacy and Jeff and Dawn. But what my sister and I did is we were like, okay, we just want to watch junk on TV, and I never do this. So we decided we're gonna watch The Bachelor. And so we got caught up on it, and then we couldn't wait for every week for The Bachelor. So my sister has left, so I don't know if she saw Monday and Tuesday night's Bachelor, but Michelle, if you did, oh my gosh, last night was crazy. Or Tuesday night, we got to talk about that, because I'm like, oh, that is so wrong. So anyway, watch something silly, because that's what we did. We gave our grace just watching silly stuff on TV. So anyway, so that's part 2 of kind of what I've been going through with my family for losing a loved one. So a lot of it is being proactive. I know you guys really stand up, put yourself in the shoes, and ask yourself, do I have a trust? Am I prepared? What am I leaving my children? What is the legacy I'm going to leave? Is this going to be a hardship? Because I promise you, and I promised my son, Kyle, I will not do this to him. His wife is going to have to take care of me. No, I'm just kidding. But no, I will not do this to Kyle. So I'm doing everything I possibly can now to prevent this because I do not ever want to be a burden on my son. So anyway, what was I going to ask you? Oh, please share with any lessons that you've learned. I would love to hear about them. And then also, if there's any topics that you would like to learn about for the future, please let me know. And next week, I am so excited because as we get into spring, you know it's spring cleaning time. So I am actually going to be live at one of my friend's house, she's a client, but she's my very good friend. And we are going to take a look at their garage and to see how clean it is. Because in reality, you guys, your garage is supposed to be for your cars. How many of you actually have your garage set up for storage? Yeah, people have a workout room in there. Kudos to you. But does your garage look like this? Because it really shouldn't. This is just wrong. Wrong, wrong, wrong. So join me next week to talk about some spring cleaning tips, and I'm going to share with you in the month of April where you can dump your stuff for free. So make sure you tune in next Thursday. I so appreciate you watching Get Real with Jill. And remember, I am really a realtor. So anybody that you know that is looking to buy or sell, I would be honored for the referral. And just so you know, I do have 2 great listings coming up. One is in Rockland in my neighborhood in Sunset Heights. And it's amazing and huge yard. And then the second one I have in Roseville, single story with a pool. Yep, the market is still hot, you guys, and would love for you to give me a call if you're interested in either of those listings, or if you have anybody that's looking to buy or sell, have them give me a call. And remember, and I know this is a lesson for me, is make sure you're kind, because you never know what somebody is really going through out there. And if you see my stepsister, or you see some girl on the road crying in her car, it's my stepsister Stacy, because she said she's been crying all day yesterday. Anyway, so you just never know, and just be kind and know what's also in your heart for any time that you may be going through a situation. How are you going to show up? Yep, this has been a learning lesson for me. All right, everybody, I will see you next week. I will be live at my client's house, because wait till you see what they've done to their garage. All right, have a good day. Bye-bye.